Okay, so let me zoom it out first. Okay, so this was the last topic that we had last night, right? So
Yeah.
um, it says there that you look at the book covers and you have to guess why the books are special. So let me discuss first what are these books. Okay, so let's have first the Gadsby by Ernest Vincent Wright. So the the book Gadsby was written in the 1939, and the story is all about how a man called Gadsby who helped save a town but slowly dying. So it has 50,110 words. But the most amazing part, or the most special part of this book, is that it was written that long, but there is no letter E or even a single letter E used in the words that is written in the book. Okay, and we all know that letter E is the most used letter in the English alphabet. So that's the amazing thing about the book Gadsby. Then let's proceed with the Birds of America. So it was done by John James Audubon. Yes, Audubon. He was a French American naturalist, and he made this during the 1830s. Okay, so he painted 435 paint of birds. So he was a painter who loves to paint birds. So because he loves to paint birds or different birds, he was able to create 435 of it. Okay, so in 2010, a copy of this book costs 7.3 million pounds. So it was considered the most expensive book in the world. Okay, and next is the Grimm's fairy tales. Okay, so this is very famous. I don't know if you have heard already this. It is the collection of the famous fairy tales, so such as Rapunzel, such as Snow White, and then this book was um, written by the Grimm brothers, and he they came from Germany, and this was published in the 1812. So yeah, that's the collection of the different famous what do you call this, fairy tales story. And then last, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carr. So it is one of the love books in the United Kingdom. The story is all about a tiny egg that turns into caterpillar, and then later on it turned into a butterfly. So this was translated over 50 languages. Okay, so I hope you have taken down notes, or maybe just remember the important points that makes these books special. And now let's have the third activity. Okay, so okay, can you, okay, so number one, how many words are in Gadsby?
500 and 5,100.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Not too sure.
There are 50,110 words in the book Gatsby. Again, how many words are there?
50,100.
50,110. Okay, let me annotate first. Okay. 50,110. Okay, that's the words in Gatsby, 50,110. Number 2, how many paintings are in Birds of America?
4,010.
Is it 4,010? It is, okay, 435 paintings in the Birds of America. How about number 3? How much did a copy of Birds of America sell for? I have told
Didn't
you,
hear
uh,
I
I have
didn't hear that
told,
part yet, but I just hear the part that is the most expensive book in the world.
yes, that's what I meant. In 2010, a copy of this book was sold for the 7.3 million pounds. Okay, 7. So this is so amazing because it's so expensive. It's million pounds. Number 4, when was the collection of fairy tales first published? What's that book? What is the book that has a collection of fairy tales?
Sorry, but I don't know that part.
The Grimm's fairy tales. Okay, the Grimm's fairy tales. So it was in the 1812. In the year 1812. And lastly, into how many languages was the Very Hungry Caterpillar translated?
Over 15 language.
50.
Yeah,
Okay,
50.
over 50 languages. Okay, so I hope that you have taken down notes about this. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay. Okay, so let's have this. Okay. So read about 50 word stories and think about the questions. Okay, can you write the story using exactly 50 words? You look at this example. It tells the story of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. There is only one problem. It's got 5 words too many. Can you make it exactly 50 words long? Okay, kindly read the short story inside the box.
Romeo and Juliet fall in love. Their family are great enemies, so they decide to get married in secret. Before this, Juliet pretends to die to avoid marrying a man she doesn't like very much. Romeo thinks she is dead, and so he kills himself. Juliet wakes up, sees Romeo's dead body, and kills herself.
Okay. So for your assignment, Ni, kindly write it or take down notes there. You have to write a 50-word story. Okay? Just one story. You think of something, it's all up to you, but it should contain only 50 words.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. So let's proceed on the next page. You look at the pictures and answer the questions. What are the three men doing? What do you think are they doing?
I think they're knocking on a person's house.
Okay. We will just find out later on if you got it right. Okay. Number two, what does the man want to do with the cow?
They're going to let it go like in the night and inside the forest.
Mhm. Okay, then let's listen to this to find out if your answers were correct.
Student's Book, page 89. 2. Read, listen, and check your answers.
A clever woman. Marlowe was the richest man in the village. One evening,
Okay, so let's just read this one. Okay, I will just let you read this. Okay, you read me.
Marlowe was the richest man in the village. One evening, three men knocked at his door. They were tired and wanted a bed for the night. "You can sleep in the stable," said Marlowe, "and my servant will bring you some soup." The stranger said thank you and went to the stable. In the middle of the night, one of the men got up. Quietly he took a rope and tied it round a cow's neck. He led the cow into a forest and tied it to a tree. "I will get the cow in the morning and sell her in the market," he thought. Next morning the servant went to milk the cow. When he saw that one cow was missing, he went to tell Marlowe. Marlowe went to the stable. "Did you steal one of my cows?" he asked. "Of course not," the three men answered. "We were asleep all night." Marlowe told his wife about the cow. "I'm sure that one of the three men stole the cow," she said. "I have a plan." They went to the stable and she said, "We have a very clever dog called Barney. He will show us who stole the cow. Go into the room with Barney is where Barney is, and stroke
Stroke, correct.
stroke and stroke him. When he
When the thief.
when the thief strokes Barney, for the dog will bark." The first man went into the room. The dog didn't make a sound. The second man went into the room. The dog didn't make a sound. Finally, the third man went in. The dog still didn't make a sound. "Did you all stroke the dog for?" asked the woman. "Yes," they said. Then Marvel's wives asked to smell the hand that each man used to stroke the dog. She smelled them in turn. When she got to the third man, she said, "You're the thief. Our dog Barney is very smelly. Your, your hand smell of Barney. Your hand doesn't. You didn't stroke Barney fur because you were afraid that Barney would bark. Now tell us where the cow is."
Okay, so you were right that the three men was knocking the door because they are trying to ask to stay for a night there. And so Marlo, who happened to be the richest man in the village, let them in, let them sleep in the stable. Okay, but this man stole the cow, right? Then where did he bring the cow?
He bring it into the forest and tie it to a tree.
Okay, because what was his plan?
He stole the cow in the night, and next morning he will went to that place. He tied the cow and he sold the cow.
Yes, he will, in the morning, he will be selling the cow in the market. But were they able to find out who stole the cow among the three men?
No,
Hmm? Did Marlo was able to guess or to know who the thief is?
yeah,
Yeah, through Marlo's wife, right?
wife,
Yes, because the third man did not stroke the
dog.
dog's fur, because if he does it, he will be
The
smelled.
dog would bark.
Yes, the dog will bark because the dog can smell if he was the one who took the cow. Okay, so let us match the sentences halves to make this summary. All right, so you can annotate Ni.
Oh no,
Okay, I'll be the one to do it. Okay, read number one.
three men were looking.
Okay, what do you think is um the match for this sentence?
Three men were looking for a place to stay overnight.
Correct. Three men were looking for a place to stay overnight. Number two.
Marlowe told them to sleep in the stable.
Yes, Marlo told them to sleep in the stable. What's the sentence that would match? I mean, phrase that would
And gave
match
them some
this?
soup.
And gave them some soup. Third.
In the middle of the night, one of the men it will be much who took Marlowe's cow into a forest.
Very good. And number four.
Number four, he wanted to sell it in the market the next day.
Good job. Number five.
The farmer told his in the morning, one of the servants saw that a cow was missing.
Good. Number six.
The farmer told his wife who the thief was. Who had a plan.
Okay. Number seven.
The three men had to stroke Barney fur.
Where is that?
The dog's fur.
Okay, the dog's fur. Number eight.
The thief hadn't smell of Barney.
And the last one.
So the farmer's wife knew who the thief was.
Who the thief was. Okay, so by answering or matching the sentences, we were able to make a short summary of the story. So meaning to say, in this summary, we were able to get the whole story or the um, the meaning of the story just by using these short sentences. So, three men were looking for a place to stay overnight. Marlowe told them to sleep in the stable and gave them soup. In the middle of the night, one of the men took Marlowe's cow into the forest, and in the middle of the night, he wanted to sell it in the market the next day. And in the morning, one of the servants saw that the cow was missing. The farmer told his wife, who had a plan. The three men had to stroke the dog's fur. The thief's hand didn't smell of Barney. And nine, so the farmer's wife knew who the thief was. Very good. You got it all correctly. Okay. All right. So, it's already 9:05. So it ends up our lesson for tonight. And Ni, um, can you please tell me again what is your assignment?
I have to write the story with 50 words.
Okay, you have to write a story with 50 words. All right. So did you learn something tonight?
Hmm, I think I learned about the special book in the world.
Yes. Okay. So thank you for tonight, Ni. Goodbye and good night.
Okay, bye.
Mhm.